Welcome back to the channel. We're going with the SP 500, the Nasdaq 100, exactly why we moved on the day, the price action you need to know, and how to prepare going into tomorrow. We have PMI being released as well, so that may overall give us a little bit of movement as well. We had a great trading day. We're going to be going over everything in between and how to trade tomorrow. Before we do that, I got to ask you guys to consider doing two things: hitting that thumbs up and also subscribing every single day. I'm giving you guys all the information you need to start trading, getting into the market, getting in, getting out, free, everything like that as well. And I'm going live throughout the day as well. But we're going to go back to what's going on here and cover some key things as well. Now, we still got about 20 minutes left on the market, but I do believe you've seen a majority of the movement. Now, let's talk about what happened today. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to yesterday. We're going to talk about what exactly happened yesterday. We're going to go over my video that I had yesterday and kind of what I was looking at. We're going to go over some data as well. But what we were going over was this area about right here, about 11.7 on Nasdaq to about 11.72. And then you had these kind of lows down here as well, from right here to about right there, about 11.65 coming in. That was your main support. You had a few wicks below, but that's really where you stood. Now, very important to cover these ranges. Now, if you followed the video yesterday, I said that there was a possibility that you may get some upside movement. Yes, that's what I said. It was the name of the video, everything like that. However, what did I say? What was the key bullet points? And I'm going to verify it so you can fact check it and you can see as well. So it's important too, if you're watching these videos, that you follow on Twitter as well, because I'm giving you guys updates. Even if you're not in Discord, even if you're not in close contact with me, I'm giving everyone updates all day long. So I said, coming into this, if data was good and you got above this region right here, 11.7, and you held above it, what did I say? You would have a great day. You would move in a good direction. Data was not good. Data was bad. What happened? Essentially, all night long before market even opened, you never got back to 11.7. So from the end of the day, this is where the day starts at around, I think it is 5 p.m. Central Time. You never got back above that daily. Not once today. So you could not have been bullish based on the information that I gave you yesterday. I said the only way you were bullish is if you get back above 11.7. Never happened. What happened from there? I said if you come out, data's bad, you're probably going to start looking for new lows. And I'm talking about all-time lows into this range drop that we're having now on this little, pullback recession, whatever you want to call it, that we're in. That's what I was talking about. I was talking deeper than 11.4, 11.35. However, the target on Nasdaq was 11.4 to 11.35, which you came to perfectly. Now, again, if you do not follow me on Twitter, I posted this at around, I think it was like 4 minutes before market open. You can see right there, 8:30 is when market opens for me here in Texas. So you can see 4 minutes before market, I said Nasdaq testing yesterday lows and rejected. We're talking about the low right there. You came up right before pre-market, rejected. 11,400 inbound. How long did it take for us to hit 11.4 from that level? We're rejected right there. And at approximately 9:05, within 30 minutes, you had tested those lows of 11.35. You actually ended up hitting 11.4 at around 8:50 within 20 minutes. Boom. Perfect price action. Everything you wanted happened basically immediately. Perfect movement. From there, what happened? Now I want to talk about this little bit of a bounce that you were getting. Now, you did get a bounce from these lows locally right here. This is pretty actually great. The price action you had, one of the best price action trading days that you've had in a while when we look at the market as a whole. Great, great, great movement. And when I say you're having great movement, I'm talking about the actual whipsaw up and down that you're getting. So if we look at actually where the market opened up, you can go back to 8:30, about right here. This is where market actually opens. And so right now, you're getting great tracking on the market. I mean, you're moving great. You had a huge push down, huge push back up. Day traders paradise right now. This is exactly what you want to have in the market. Great stuff going on. Now, it's important to know as you look back at this right here, this touch you had, you can come back. You did not get above that daily, and you can also see you were respecting the hell out of these previous lows. So in my opinion, coming out of this, it was a pretty rough day. It was pretty much, in my opinion, it was a lot of reevaluating of positions and hedge funds moving contracts over. We've already had that OPEX date, but it's worth mentioning June 30th today is the end of the second quarter, going into the third now. So any remaining contracts, that's what we had 4 expirations on this week as well. That's why today was an expiration into Thursday, which normally on SPY it is not. So we had a lot of really good stuff coming in and a lot of price action. Now this leaves me with some questions going into tomorrow and kind of the remaining area of the week. The biggest thing I'm going to be talking about though is going to be PMI, which comes out tomorrow morning, July 1st. You did get a decent one last time. It's worth mentioning, but you did not really move that far up on that information. You have moved down previously, and you got some of these bad PMI data pulls there. But what I want to talk about is going over here. We're going really quickly over to Bookmap. Now, when I want to talk about Bookmap, and we haven't talked a lot about these iceberg orders, but you see these blue lines down here? You can see these are hidden orders. You can consider them something like you would see on Dark Pool, things like that, right? You're seeing major lot sales on ES all day long while you were climbing up. All day long. So CVD, that's represents volume, cumulative volume delta, is pushing up all day. But all day long, big buyers are selling. They are selling positions, very large. Even on this move down, you're getting more and more sells. So as I'm looking at this, it has me very cautious going into tomorrow and definitely not holding anything to the call side. We have data, could come out either way. I'm not going to, spitball and say anything's going to happen there, but I'm siding with more, most likely downside. What am I looking at for tomorrow for pressured going down? What am I looking for to come back down to these lows? Because ultimately right now the goal is to come right back down to this local level around right here from around 11.24 all the way down to lows of 11.06. That's ultimately where we're targeting. So what I want to see is I want to see if pre-market, how you open up. If you stay above this region, which is the lows of today, 11.36, chances are you might get a little bit of a bounce back up to 11.5. If you get below and you break these lows and you open up tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. market open, if you're below this level here, 11.375 locally, I'm anticipating a drop down to 11.2, maybe even the low 11.1s as well. That's what we're looking at, a retest of these lows if we come out very bearish tomorrow. Those are things that I'm going to be looking at. That's just going to be in the watch list. That's the heavy portion of what I'll be looking for going into tomorrow. Yes, you can also look at SPY futures. What's happening here? You could not get back above that daily level. A lot of rejections around 3,800. You're trying to get a decent daily candle. You're trying to push back up. It's very much struggling. That's a very concerning looking here as well. None of our favorite stocks are looking that good. But we're talking about some of those stock picks we talked about yesterday. Caterpillar, look at this thing. We talked about it yesterday. What did I say? I said the high possibilities comes to our target. It hit target 1 instantly and then came almost down about 10 cents away from target 2. Beautiful play there. What about Tesla? What did that hit? Another target we liked here. Came right down to target number 2 to a T, target 1, target 2. Boom, boom. All of our plays played out very well. NVIDIA flushed as well to those lows once again. Another great trading day. Discord was a great day for us personally. And we're moving on into tomorrow, playing it by ear, not getting too aggressive, but also we're letting these plays come to us. There's no reason to be holding stuff overnight. Don't be too aggressive. Let these plays continue to come to us. Before we go any further, I gotta get a shout out to our sponsor over at Margex. And people are always asking, Tyler, how do you make money on Bitcoin? How are you shorting it? How are you using leverage? It's through Margex. This is who I do all of my trading with. Their platform is super easy to understand. They have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and this is all to the dollar value. And you can switch this out so you can use it in USDT. So it's not being transferred and you're kind of getting devalued on the downside of the market. So typically what I do is I transfer everything over to USDT when I am done. As of right now, I've kind of stalled. I haven't been doing too much of this Bitcoin trading. I've been so focused on the actual futures and things like that. But this is giving you that opportunity to short the market. Now, if you're using Margex and you're wanting to get a referral bonus, I recommend using my link right now. It's Tyler15 in all caps. What you do is just go over to your wallet. Once you make your account, my link is down below. You come over here and then you click use promo code right there. Once you click the use promo code, just type in all caps Tyler15 and you're good to go. Make your deposit. You should get a 15% bonus on whatever you deposit as long as it's over $300. If you have an issue, DM me on Twitter. Guys, DM me on Twitter. I answer almost all of my DMs. If you send me a DM, again, my link is down below. I will speak to them for you and make sure I can get it cleared out as well. This is one of the only brokers in crypto that I can vouch for because I use them every single day when I am trading crypto. There's no other broker that I'm using. When I'm buying stuff, it usually goes into buying to Coinbase and then throwing it immediately into Margex. But let's get back to the video. Going in as well, I want to show you what's going on here. I mentioned yesterday, It was one of the most bullish days you had on flow. Going into today, 1.4, heavy into the puts. They're right back on top. QQQ, Nasdaq, tech, right back. They're inching back. You're seeing it happening time and time and time again. They're just easing back into these positions. We come back once again to VIX. What's happening here? Seeing a little bit more puts coming in, less calls coming in. We saw a lot of calls coming into the volatility index. You come back and look what happened here. Going to that volatility index, you ended up popping up very nice to around $30. And that's been a very volatile range for us as well, really showing where the movement's happening here on the market as well. So overall, these are big things I'm looking at. Now, the fundamental viewpoint, a lot of people are asking about this. I'm not going to shy away. I'm going to show you every piece of data we got. Yields did come down today. This was very interesting in my opinion. I do want to erase this as well. So one thing I will point out is, yes, you had that bull flag here, you popped up. You are coming down here, even when the market's dropping, this is very strange action that you're getting on the day. I'm going to show you the dollar value as well. You are dropping here on yields. Very interesting here. Now the correlation, we're going to look really quick, the US 10 year to the US 30 year, just very quickly. And as you look in here, you're sitting about 95%, still very high. This is still very dangerous recession type territories, completely inverted, inflation's out of control, still a big deal. But the yields overall they are coming down as we speak. And then as we look at the DXY, the dollar value, you had a pretty fantastic day overall. The dollar value is going crazy. This is why I was telling everyone, if you're bearish on the dollar, I don't know what you're talking about. As we look at this, the dollar continues to go up. And as the dollar goes up, theoretically, we're in a risk-off environment to where we don't want to have risk on the table, to where people are betting very heavily on the dollar and the value of the dollar, which typically means stocks are not really being pushed as well. Not a lot of buying going on there. So that's one thing I'm looking at right here. DXY did get a double top, but I'm looking to see if this is going to continue to break in the after hours to signify a weaker market. J and K, another one of the big things here. I want to show you about the 15-minute chart before I let you out of here. I know I'm really dumping this on you guys. There's going to be no trades, by the way, so you know I don't have any trade alerts or anything on for today. But looking here, you actually had a great day. You got well above the daily open. You got back to those yesterday's high level. You had a pretty great day here on J and K. There was a lot of momentum here. You tried to get something going. So this actually, again, this is one of those areas I'm looking. I'm like, man, are we flipping back bullish? How are we trying to act here? So a lot of question marks are left here. But the concern here is how close you are to these local lows on J and K, which has me looking most likely that new lows will be established on these indexes, specifically the S&P and the Nasdaq. That's what I'm looking at. More lows to come. I'm trying to anticipate this movement to the best of my ability and give you guys the best possible outlook. In closing, looking at SPY, what am I looking at? To be bullish, you got to get above 382, and you couldn't even get close to there today. On the bearish side, if you get a break below 372, you're looking for a quick test of 371. We never tested our range there, but ultimately back down to 363. Data continues to pile up in a negative outlook. And again, it sides me more and more with a bear outlook and more downside, most likely to come going into the next few days. But I'm trading by ear, guys. I'm not overly aggressive here. You at least want to see what's happening. Now, going into tomorrow, if you want to get some chop, you want to get some day trades going on, if you get below this region right here, locally 375, you can get some downside movement for sure. Okay, so if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, that's what I'd be looking for. Getting below 376.25, the daily level for today. Getting below that's really bearish into tomorrow, trying to trade that down to 371. You get below 371, you're looking for new lows around 363, 362. New lows coming into SPY. Have a good one, traders.